These are big no-nos. Do not ever make it easy for someone to get access to your computer. So what should I do to help stop my computer being attacked by hackers? Number one, make sure you've got a decent antivirus. Antivirus is there to protect your data and to stop any hackers getting access to your data. For example, ransomware viruses, malware will all try to encrypt your data or try to delete your data, and some of them will even try holding you ransom so you have to pay money to get your data back. So make sure every computer you've got has a decent antivirus. Should you use a paid one versus a free one? That's up to you. However, the free ones are usually full of bloatware. So they come with firewalls, they come with VPNs, they come with secure browsers. All this distracts away from what the product is really there to do, and that's to protect your data. A managed antivirus, such as Bitdefender, which is what we use ourselves, that is there to do one job, and that's to protect your computer against viruses, malware and ransomware. There's no distractions, it does the job brilliantly. So if you're looking for a decent antivirus, then you need to go for a paid one, such as managed Bitdefender. If you need help, then obviously get in touch with us, we can sort that for you. Number two, you need to make sure you've got your firewall turned on. So in Windows and in Mac, there are usually options in the security area for you to turn firewalls on. Windows 10 will have it on by default, and I know Mac, the latest Mac operating system, doesn't. So you just need to go to security via preferences, look for firewall and make sure you turn that on. And that does create a barrier between your computer and anyone on the outside. It's a bit like having a security guard or a security shutter on your home. So it stops people trying to get in who are just probing, seeing what ports you've got open or what security is vulnerable in your computer. So you've got firewall and you've got antivirus. The next thing is to make sure your computer is up to date as possible. So if you're Windows, you should be at the very latest Windows 10 operating system on there. If you're still running Windows 7 or Vista or Windows 8, then I really recommend upgrading to Windows 10. Windows 7, like Vista and XP, is now no longer supported. As Windows 7, like Vista and Windows XP, are no longer supported by Microsoft, that means they are no longer issuing any security updates. So any vulnerabilities, backdoor entry into your computer by hackers and malware producers, then it's not going to be patched anymore by Windows. So if you're still running Windows 7, especially if you're a business running Windows 7, then you are literally sitting on a ticking time bomb. If you're still using Windows 7 in your business, then that will go against the terms of GDPR, because GDPR insists that you must have the very latest and up-to-date operating systems which are still secure. So that means having Windows 10 or the latest Mac operating system, and of course securing your customers' data against any threat using antivirus. Lastly, you need to also make sure all your programs on your computer, such as Adobe, Firefox, Chrome, everything you use on a day-to-day basis, are also up to date. Doesn't take much for one of these programs to be out of date, which means they're vulnerable, and they are vulnerable to attack by hackers. So any excuse to get into your system, they will do it. So make sure all of your security is up to date as possible. Finally, email security. Emails are very common backdoor entry into your computer by hackers and malware makers, purely because they send an email from someone you probably know, and it will probably say something like, "Hey Bob, Jim from down the road wants to give you access to his video collection," or it might even say something like, "Bob down the road's got a compromising video of you, check it out now." And you think, "Oh my god," just click on it, and then you download something, and it will then give access to anybody on the other end of that email, access to your computer. And while it's turned on, you may not even know it, but they'll be on your machine, locking up files, securing them and encrypting them. And then before you know it, there'll be an email saying, "We have your data, we're holding it to ransom. So get in touch to pay us lots of money, normally through Bitcoin." So it's untraceable. So it's really best to be very wary of every email that you get coming into your system. A strong password looks a bit like this one on the screen now. So you can see there's lots of characters, random numbers, letters, capital letters, symbols, and you don't have to have a massive password for it to be secure, but you need it to be random and hard to guess, or impossible to guess. Lastly, if you want to make password management easier, then there's a few tools out there called password managers, which means you can have one master password, which must be quite a difficult password for someone to guess, but you can randomly select or randomly set up lots of random passwords for all the different sites you use, like eBay, Amazon, PayPal, your bank, so that it will be almost impossible for somebody to breach any of your accounts if one of them got breached. So a good password manager I suggest using is called LastPass. It's totally free. You can use it for business. They've got business options available, family options available, which is what I use for me and my own family. And but the free one works with Android, Apple, every web browser, and it makes life so much easier. You just literally remember a single secure password, and then every website you use, like Amazon, PayPal, eBay, your bank, etc., will all have their own dedicated, secure, very, very difficult or almost impossible to guess password. Here's a good example of a password I would use. As you can see, it consists of characters, capital letters, lowercase letters, numbers, symbols, everything. And look how long it is. It's 25, 30 characters long. You know, that's never going to be guessed in a million years. There's websites out there where you can actually put your password in and it will tell you how long it will take to guess or how long it will take to crack it. You know, if your password is going to be cracked within a few hours, and it's not good enough. So below is some links to LastPass and a couple of websites to help you secure your passwords and to make them bulletproof. There's one more tool I use almost on a daily basis, and that's for generating passwords, which are easy to remember but very hard to crack. And it's called dinopass.com. Links below, but it's really, really easy. Ignore the fact it says it's passwords for kids, because I use it all the time. I send these passwords to all my business clients. Often get a few awkward passwords, what may come out saying like fatboy15 or something like that, and obviously randomly generate passwords, and you'll see they're pretty secure. So that's my recommendation, LastPass, and combined with DinoPass, they're the two which I use almost on a daily basis. LastPass, don't forget, will also have a password generator built into it, and I have mine set to a minimum of 25 characters using every type of character available, symbols, numbers, upper and lowercase. So that's my recommendation. On top of password managers, what else can you do to keep your computer secure? Your login password. How many people has a login password on a post-it note next to their computer? Or worse still, how many people's password is 1234, or password, or even left blank? You know, these are big, big, big no-nos. Do not ever make it easy for someone to get access to your computer. Doesn't matter how hard your password is. If you've got it on a post-it note sitting next to it, then you might as well not have a password. So make sure you secure your computer with a decent password.